Hey, what's up? Video 4, you know the drill by now. We're going all over the strengths of each element. Starting now with Thunder, Olympus. Again, we don't care about the fields stuff because they're all the same in a sense. Some have strengths and weaknesses, but we're not looking at it right now. So, Thunder has one big heavy focus, and that is control. Thunder is probably the premier control element along with fire. And why is that? So we have Thunderstorm, destroys runes. It's the only invoke rune that destroys runes, which is pretty useful because we can theoretically use two Thunderstorms in a row if we need to destroy two runes. Gets a little costly compared to some of the other options, but it's nice that it exists. Ryceros is one of the best stall one drops that if your opponent's not playing Thunder, they're not attacking when they play something unless they get Ryceros. Ryceros ends up eating a lot of earthquakes and boom bats and stuff because of that. Boombat, Uh, I don't know if you saw the tweet earlier, but Boombat's here for a great time, not a long time. Boombat, you usually play it, and it's the cheapest way to remove a creature or an Celestial in the game right now. You play it on one, disenchant it right away, blow something up. It's a great removal card. You're basically trading your summon for turn for destroying something, which is usually very good in the late game and okay in the early game. Sonicore, one of the strongest creatures in the game, stops all counter runes from being played, including your own, which can hurt you. Its body is okay at 7/2. It does beat every one drop. It's if your opponent gets another 2-drop in play that it gets into trouble. But generally, it's a pretty solid card that forces your opponent to have a proactive, not reactive removal. You play this down, you can destroy something because they can't really counter anything because it's now in play. And then your opponent's kind of forced to respond to the next turn. Very good card. Crackle, control cards keep you alive, recur some stuff. Spark it, removes cards from your opponent's hands. You can Nexus stuff with it, remove cards from opponent's hand, kind of repeat that. Maybe you get multiple Spark It's out and keep your opponent from ever playing a card again that they want to on time because Spark It just keeps discarding it. Great control. Like a Vault, again, discard stuff. It works well with Amp Up. It's a big beater. It's an O. Like if you're playing a control deck, like a Vault is a solid, card to use to close out the game if you have that control set up. And Imperial, no one really gets to Imperial, but it's in the controls line because, yeah, just for 2 Thunder, you can just say, oh, I'm going to Thunderstorm or Earthquake, whatever I want this turn with Imperial, and that's a pretty good effect for control decks. So generally, if you're playing Thunder, you're playing some form of control, whether that be just creature control, counter control, discard control. You're playing a slower deck because you're not going super aggressive normally with Thunder as your main archetype. And then Thunder has some great utility cards. So the next line I have utility. Jolton gets you a stadium, which is great to run in an Earth deck for Foliate Forest. I'll get to that with Centaur later on in the next video. Astrabbit is one of the best one-drop creature draw cards. This and Aphros are probably the best 2 cards to use as one-drops to draw. Astrabbit's nice because it happens immediately. You only get to look at 3 cards, but you get to choose whichever card of the top 3 that you like the most and put it right in your hand. That is a great effect. I can't understate or overstate. It's a great effect. Elichick, you get your Wind Spirit. It's okay. Um, we looked at the Wind last video. Wind is very toolboxy, so if you play Thunder and you have a Wind side package, using Elichick for a toolbox card is honestly very solid. But it doesn't see a ton of play right now. And then Amp Up is one of the best ways to kind of thin your deck. So what I mean by thin your deck is we're pulling cards out of our deck so that we have a better chance of drawing more cards. So Amp Up, we can expend one, discard it, and get the other 2 Amp Ups out of our deck so we're not drawing Amp Ups. And we have some extra cards in hand to do other effects with. So it's got an okay support package, and then it's got a weird aggro package as well. So Signatrick, 4/6, it's more of an aggro card. It generally can get kind of large in a Thunder deck, but Thunder's not really trying to go aggro. Bolt, another aggro card. Buffs things based on Thunder, but Thunder doesn't have a ton of aggro support right now, so Bolt doesn't see a ton of play at the moment. And Thunderbolt Zeus is like the best aggressive equipment. It destroys Celestials in battle. You get to force your opponent to expend additional spirits. It's good. It's great with fire aggro. So Thunder Fire aggro is a solid attack aggro strategy. Thunder Wind is more of like a burn strategy. But yeah, Thunderbolt Zeus, great aggro card. And then Zeus and Demeter are the 2 weakest of the Divine Runes. This one decreases attack and defense by something by 3. It's okay. But yeah, if you're playing a Thunder deck, it's probably most likely currently a control deck because Thunder has great, great, great control cards, and it's got some good support cards. And you honestly will run the Astrabbit in your control package too, because Astrabbit's very good at that kind of stuff, just cycling cards. It's got a decent defense body. So Thunder is like, I think, an A plus tiered control package. Very good cards. And then if you're running Thunder as a secondary element, you're probably running, Boom Bats for removal. You're running Ash Rabbits for draw stuff. You're running Jolton to find stages, but you're not really running Signet, Trigger, Gadabolt ever unless you're trying to do Thunder aggro, which unfortunately is not there right now. But yeah, so that's Thunder strength and weaknesses. The last element we have to look at is Earth. I'm also in the Earth video going to go briefly into all the neutral stuff. Um, I appreciate if you guys give me a like, subscribe for this. I'm still trying to get that 100, and I appreciate it. If you have any things to say about my comments, put them below in the comment section. I'm there all the time responding to stuff, or hit me up in Discord. Other than that, guys, have a great one. Peace.